Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to another Channeling Erik Fridays, where we are providing we're providing live readings every Friday. And I am Khan Mustafa, also known as Khan Knight. I'm an intuitive empath, and I'm just here to use this time to practice my channeling. I do want to share something with you guys that, there's a lot of energy shifts that are happening on the planet right now in a very big way. And a lot of the work that needs to be done is on the collective. So in my own exploration, I think many of you know that I've been doing the I am work and connecting with that I am energy. But in my meditations, it's been going so expansive that I've been tapping into a lot of different timelines. So that the final day of the I ams, which was yesterday, we ended up tapping into the collective existence of every one of our incarnations, every personality of us that has existed, every single version of our different timelines, different dimensions. And we reached out and healed every single timeline. And we used the I ams in every single timeline. It was huge. It was huge. From the cards, so I'm going to just show you these cards that, that's what I wrote. The we, the I am, are kind. We, the I am, are compassionate. We, the I am, are love, and building up into freedom to create movement, and then finally creation. So using these, when we think about the I am, when you're using I am statements, the I am isn't just the personality that you see yourself. It's every single personality that you have existed in every single timeline, in every single dimension. And if you just kind of grasp that for a second to know how big that is, and if you're able to release all of those timelines, and that's the energy that we're shifting into now, releasing all versions of yourself, all timelines, all existences of yourself, that is extremely powerful. And then releasing that into love and light, into the divine energy. It is, it's absolutely huge if you're able to do that. So I hope more people would tap into that energy. And if you happen to want to do those meditations, they're on my Patreon channel. And if you take a look at the Patreon channel, there's 8 meditations. The first 7 are just going into I am and releasing and a lot of kindness. So first building up the love in your system, then we get into releasing and replacing it with love and creation and freedom. And then we get into the we I am, which is the true I am of every single incarnation of yourself in existence. So that's up on my patreon.com. If anyone wants to do it, do not jump to just the 8th one. You got to go through each one, because even one person, they got really sick on the last day. So you really got to be prepared for this type of stuff. So be careful with the energies that you're working with. And funny enough, yesterday I had a soul-centered heart healing treatment by Nancy Gregson, who gifted me this, and it was quite profound. And one of the first things she did was scan my body and direct me to scan my body and release any attachments there. And I had an evil attachment from the collective unconsciousness attaching to me from birth, from when I was a zygote, even before I really came into a body sense. And it attached into my light. And it's been there ever since, just kind of sucking it. So I was able to release this evil attachment of the collective unconsciousness from my system yesterday. And a lot of energy has been moving. And it really kind of coincides with all this. So I hope everyone is working on themselves collectively, because this is the shift that we are on the planet right now, is a collective shift in consciousness, and it's time to release. So I thank everyone that's doing the hard work on themselves. It's hard to look at your own emotions. It's hard to release energy. So if you are, congratulations. And if you're not, that's okay too. You're going through your own journey, and everyone's on their own process and their own timeline. So no judgment at all. Whew, I had to get that out there. It's been kind of sitting with me so long, and I've had to protect myself so much lately. It's so much protection and just, I don't know. Because I was taught, hey, I'm just a big bubble of love. I don't have to do this. I don't have to always protect myself, even though I do, but I don't have to. And even still, there's this evil unconsciousness attached to me. And it was the same process. If you find yourself needing to release this, it's the same process of crossing the soul, that you go into their heart, you look for that spark of light, you grow that spark of light, you call in the angels or guides and help them build that spark until they feel love, and allow them to cross over and remove themselves from you. So you can do this yourself as well. Yeah, I'll put a video at the end of this on how to cross the soul over. And it's the same process of releasing a negative or an evil attachment off yourself as well. So yeah, I know, crazy stuff. Hello, Robinette. I'm just going to go through here, pop through. Hi, Marlene. Great to see you, honey. I don't know why I've been saying honey lately, so I hope that doesn't give anybody offense. Marlene, got you. I've added you to the list here. And Sylvester, reason for this, got it. Susie, I got you too. Dipti. Dipti, I'm just reading your questions. As parent Corona, they're facing more emotional pain and tougher times. Like to know. Okay, great. I'll add that as well. And Gina. So let me just jump to the top here and start adding some stuff. And Robinette, got it. Okay, so I've got a few here to start on. I'm going to be putting these all into the timestamp of the description afterwards, so you can quickly find yourself. And I throw your name on screen so you can just scrub through the video quickly to find your question if you have to leave and come back. So let me start with Marlene at 6:45. Okay, what message does my grandpa Hughes have for me today? Thank you. Okay, Grandpa. Here, Grandpa. Ooh. It's a lot of energy coming from Grandpa Hughes. Yeah. A lot of energy. Oh, that made me yawn. Okay, Grandpa Hughes. What does Marlene have to hear for you today? What does she need to hear from you? I don't know if this is just because I talked about this, but he's also talking about the shift and the change in energy. He's talking about you having to really ground yourself. Really spend the time of grounding yourself, making it a bit more of a routine of getting barefoot, getting your feet onto the lawn, onto the grass, spending the time to do that. And with the winter coming, it's going to be more important for you. He's even showing me standing in the snow and connecting and building up a bit of a tolerance to that, to the cold as it's shifting, because you're going to find a lot of a lot of energy passing through you. So if you're able to build that tolerance of through the winter, standing barefoot, even in the snow, you're going to find a lot of benefit. He's showing me a lot of, it's like cross energy. There's like a lot of, not crosses and mad, but crosses and split timelines. A lot of various different dimensional energy that's coming through on the planet now. And much of it is, if we're not open as a soul, if we're not open, much of the time we act as a portal. And as energy comes in, if we hold on to that, it just gets stuck in our body. But if we're grounded, it ends up being like a straight funnel, and they just go shooting right into the ground. At least that's the feeling that I'm getting here. I can't confirm this, but it does feel like, I know that I'm very much a portal, like a lot of the different other light workers are here. And typically it's we're actively transmuting energy up and through our heads into the divine light and going into the light, into love and grace. But this is also a reverse direction as well. Like, energy flows both ways. So there's like the Torah not only moves from the bottom to the top, entering in, but it also leaves from the top, entering in from the bottom. So there's a need to be grounded and connected So connected to source and universal light, and grounded and connected to the earth, and being open. So if we're not actually actively working on our openness and the flow of energy within us, the biggest thing is for us to be grounded and present, and not hold on to the attachments, the emotions that come through for us. So that's what I'm feeling for you, Marlene, and that really is for everyone, is to get yourself grounded. Don't hold on to those negative emotions and those thoughts, and really actively work on letting them go, because that's the stuff that gets stuck in us, and that's the stuff that's can hinder us and slow us down. So that's the work that our collective energy is here to do. Release it all. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, thanks for bringing that up, Marlene. Great question. Whew. All right, lots of things. Hey, Grace. I'm gonna add a few more here. Hi, Suzanne. Thank you for coming. Hi, Robinette. Got you. Grace, got you. Hey, Golden Age. Hi, Sil. You're welcome, Suzanne. Hey, Lucifer. Hi, Angela. Hey, Melody. Good to see you. Got you. Okay, got you. Angela. Grace. Okay, so lots of questions coming through. Annika, hi. Hey, Mishi. Got you, honey. And BG. Good. Okay, let me come back here. Lots of messages here, so I'm going to come to the top again, and I'll add some more in a minute after I do Anne. So Anne is at 11:41, and Anne says, hello, Con and Eric. I have this amazing connection with my oldest nephew, Logan, since his birth. I love that. That name has a strong connection. It feels great. He is now 15, and I still feel the same way. Is there a reason for this? We definitely shared lifetimes before. It feels parental, actually. Let me get clear, please. What was the relationship between Anne and Logan? Yeah, you've shared lifetimes. It's flipping between like brother and sister, but also mother and son. It's flipping between those two, and it feels as if, yeah, you've had multiple lifetimes. So those are the two that they're showing me, and you've always had a strong bond, even as mother and son. There was a strong bond and lessons that needed to be learned in the challenges that you face as mother and son, but also you did have a strong bond of love together, that there was a lot of healing and nurturing that was happening. And even in this life, you're feeling the same thing, because Logan is open. Like Logan is actually spiritually connected as well. And that's something worth exploring and opening up. Now, his mother is actually doing this as well. His mother is actually guiding him and connecting him in here. And it feels like you're support, and you can actually support as well. I mean, your entire family is open, every single one of you. Like, this comes down from your mom, who's very open, that shared it with you, that made you and your sister open. And now it's coming down to the kids. Like, your entire family is just very much heart-centered, loving, open. Like, you really are a gift to humanity. And these boys are that as well. They're just of the new generation. They're open, and they're guided, and they're connecting in a different way. That you can actually, if you actually open yourself up and listen to them and feel them and hear the way that they speak, as well as guiding them, but also listening to them, you're going to get profound information from Logan, especially. Yeah, Logan's very open. You're going to find a lot of stuff from him. That's really cool. Really cool. I'm excited for that. Very excited for that. Hey, Jim. Whew. Yeah, Jim says, yeah, the I Am series was great. The emotional release from previous lesson was nice. As an aside, the removal of the bacterial infection was even more amazing. Very cool, man. I love that. Love that. Very cool. Hey, Lucifer. Okay, got you. Melody, I got you. Hi, Sil. Awesome. I celebrate the liberation of that evil attachment. Yeah. I had no idea that it was on me. I had no idea that there was any attachment. I'm just not that guy. Like, I'm a happy-go-lucky guy. So I didn't even realize. So until Nancy Gregson gifted me this and walked me through the sessions, it's like an offshoot of QHHT, this SCHT session. So it's soul-centered healing therapy or something, or technique. But it's really good. So go check out Nancy Gregson. She's really good. I really appreciate her. Okay, Golden Age. I see you got a couple there, so you're welcome, Marlene. Got you, Sil. KB, got you. Yeah, the last few days have been real cold for many of us. New energies coming in. Yeah, there's a ton of energies. There's a ton of shifts happening on the planet. Like, it's a real struggle that's happening in there. A real struggle. You're going to see some like profound changes over the planet. Just, I mean, finally, Queen Elizabeth, that they revealed that, which has a whole other story behind it. He's always talking like an old soul. I love him. Very cool. Okay, let me come over here. I'm guided. Sil, I got to read for you, so I'm coming for you. I feel like I got to come to you. So Sil says, I'm wondering if I should sell my boat. If so, should I list it now or in the spring? Oh my god, it's a lot of energy. Erik and Barry both came in together. Wow. Okay. Okay, guys. What is going on? All right, Barry, what do you want to do about the boat? He's like, let it go. I mean, the idea of maintaining something like that. He loved it. He loved the times that you had together on that thing with the family, but it's not worth holding on to just for those memories, because you're already connected in a different way to have those memories. It's the current memories in the present moment that are more important than the past memories. So he's saying let it go. How about timeline? When do you let it go? Now or in the spring? It doesn't really matter, either or, whether it's now or in the spring. I mean, you can get it ready now. It seems like now it's more appropriate to get it washed up, get it clean, get some of the pictures ready for it, and then start posting it. But maybe hold off on a bit. Yeah, it's not necessary. Cool. Awesome. All right, we got lots of messages to get through here. So let me just get up to Susie at 1804. Much love to all. Good day to Con. Hello. I know that everyone has been guardians. Everyone has guardians, but I haven't told my grandpa Fritz is one. Can Erik tell me who has a message for me? First, know the difference of guardian angels and spirit guides. Guardian angels are throughout all of your lifetimes, and your spirit guides pop in and out, and there's ancestral guides, and also like lesson guides for you to lesson or help you through certain aspects of your life. Your Grandpa Fitz, what's your role in Susie's life? Well, he's going to be with you throughout your life as one of your ancestral guides, and he's just with you, guiding you, because there's a strong connection with you anyways, that he just has a big heart fondness for you. So he's going to be with you throughout your entire life, and he's going to be there when you cross over, many years from now. So what now? What's your purpose then? It feels just like overall support, finding the joy within yourself, learning and seeing what's new within you, like what's It's really kind of making yourself be in the present moment. That's what he's trying to do, is get you to be in the present moment and to really find the joy in your day-to-day life. And that's what he wants you to experience and find. And that's where he's trying to direct you. So he's making you look at the things that might notice you. Oh, that's pretty. That's nice. So he's forcing you to look in the present moment and find joy in that present moment. And he's trying to shift you more into that energy. That's what I feel for you. Thank you, Grandpa. Awesome. Thanks for asking that question. Thank you. Don't forget to hit that like. Thanks, Robinette. You're welcome, Sil. You're welcome. Got you, Amy. Okay, I get to the list. We can come up to Dipti here. Dipti at 2045. Okay, so Dipti says, as my parents grow older, they're facing more emotional pain and tougher times. I'd like to know if my loved ones are watching over them. Thank you for your effort. I mean, you're asking a question that you already know the answer to. Yes, of course they are. Like, you know this, Dipti. Like, you know, it's not just ancestors, but guides, angels, spirits. There's a massive team that watches over all of us. You know, your parents are from a different generation as well, that they had to come from some time of suffering. That their childhood and growing up was a very different time compared to our childhood. They made sure that our life was easier and better than their life. Not to say that their emotional release isn't any different than the emotional release that we're going through. But there still is a time of reflection that when you get older, you get a choice to actually look at all the negativity that you had in your life. And you just kind of focus on, oh, I had a tough life. I had this, I had that. You just focus on that. Or you can look at the joys and the great experiences that you had in your life. And from those lessons, what amazing people that you've become wise and relishing in the wisdom of what you've received, what you've done. That is even more important than just focusing on that old age. Yeah. You know, and I got to share my own self in here, that last night at like 1 o'clock in the morning, my body just started having so much. I had heart pain, right? Sharp pains in my heart, near my heart. I had spasms going on my left leg. I had spasms going on in my left shoulder. I had pain going on in my right shoulder and spasms. And, you know, there's two ways of looking at that you can just say, oh, you can just focus on the pain and look at that, or you can sit there with it. And that's what I did. I sat there with it. And instead of just one, I was looking on the pain in the heart, especially, and looking at what was there and just releasing it. But I then had to collectively nurture the entire body, because the entire body was all crying for attention in different ways in the same time, and they all needed attention. So instead of just moving my attention to one area, I had to move my attention into the collective body and release and nurture and be there and hold them all in their space. And not so much, I'm at a point that I don't necessarily use my words in saying, I love you, I forgive you, or I'm with you and I'm not going to abandon you. Whatever the words that I'm giving in nurturing, because it changes all the time, I'm using more feeling. And when you're feeling, instead of saying the words and you're moving into the feeling state of releasing and loving, things just happen more expansively and quickly. So you can release things much more quickly. But even though I was there for at least an hour, just releasing, because the body needed it. And I'm finding more and more that I had to be present with the entire body, because it happens all over the body, and it just needs to be released. So that's something for all of us as parents. As we get older, that look at your body. Look at your body. Yeah, look at everything. I hope that makes sense for you all. We're entering into some really crazy times of shifting your energy. Okay, so Gina says, hi, Con. Any advice messages about the cafe job I'm thinking about applying for? It's been a while, and I've been held back before because of my physical and mental health, so I'm worried. All right. Erik, do you want to come in for Gina? Or whoever? Thank you. Okay. Gina. Okay, so they're pointing towards your the label that you've put on as your mental health and your physical health. Um, and they're like, you're beyond that. That's not you. That's a label that was put on you. That when you had some problems, you looked at it and they said, "Oh, you're having mental health. You're having physical health." It's you are beautiful. You're perfect. You are so good, and you're so much more centered than who you were before. Those labels don't apply to you anymore. You are not the physical and mental health challenges that you were before, and that's where, just like we said before, about where you decide to put your attention into. You decide to put your attention onto your mental health and physical health, or do you put it on just the how great everything is right now? And apply for that job, because that's where, when you're in the job, you're going to focus on the present moment. You're going to focus on what you're doing at hand. You're going to focus on making the drinks or the coffees or serving the task. You're going to focus on the customers. So it's going to really allow you to shift your attention. But while you're doing the work, be aware of you being in the present moment, because the task that you're going to be doing on is going to be making you being in the present moment. So think about that present moment. Just be there. Don't think about the orders that you're taking and the work that you have to do or everything that has to be done there. Like in terms of, I got to make a coffee, I got to get a muffin, I got to do this, I had to clean this table, I got to clear that. Don't think about that. Think about, oh, I'm making a coffee. I'm grabbing the muffin and I'm holding it with my hand. I'm putting it on the plate. I'm serving it to this person. I'm connecting it to their eyes. I'm making a connection with them. And I'm connecting at a heart level, and use that opportunity to spread your love and joy through your smiles, your heart of who you are. So this could be fun for you. Just explore it and look at the fun side, and that's going to be healing for you. So that label of physical and mental health, it's not even there. It's you being in the present moment, and it doesn't matter about the job that you're doing. It's about being in the present moment and enjoying it and spreading your love and light of who you are. And you're going to find great joy in that. I'm excited for you. Go for it. Go have fun. Do it. Go have fun. Yeah. Let them see that joy within you. Yeah. Yeah. Suzanne says, yeah, that's a lot to have acknowledged personally and collectively. Yeah. And that's just the shift that's happening with everything that I'm doing right now. And that goes back into, when we get into the I am work, but the I am work. When you think about every single version of ourselves, every single personality that we've had in existence, every single dimension, every single timeline, that is a lot of we. And every single version of that we is the I am. And when you say I am, you encompass all those personalities, the lifetimes and dimensions, and you release all of their pain. You bring it into this body, you release it into the light, and you give them love. When you say we, the I am, are love, and you feel that, it is ridiculously powerful. But you do need some preparation in your body as well, part of that, which is what we did in the Patreon. So yeah, thank you for bringing that up. All right, so let me come back here. I'm coming to Kathy. Kathy is at 2858. I don't know if you guys caught the first season of Divine Soul Awakening. So season 1 of Divine Soul Awakening was on Wednesday, and we had a practice session. We introduced Mike Borg, our current panelist. Christy had left, Mike Borg is on, and we had a practice session. Mike is just a wealth of knowledge, and they own a crystal shop, and his wife, and he brought up these crystals I've never seen before and talked about these crystals. But what I'm getting at, Kathy, is that you won the giveaway, but you didn't stick around to claim it. So yeah, you got to stick around. That's the big thing that we're doing now, is that you got to stick around if you're going to be getting any giveaways. But you did win a giveaway for a free reading with me, but he needed you to be there. So maybe next time. Just know that. And the reason why I'm not giving away now is because I'm giving away like so much stuff. I got to bring my energy back, and it's only those that are receiving it, that claim it, that need it, that I'm careful about how much energy I'm giving out now. I have to pull back a little bit. Even these Friday lives, I might be shifting it into Zoom sessions and not frequently on here as the free giveaway, but moving it into my Patreon and doing these maybe less frequently, but still doing it weekly on like a Zoom or something, and try to reduce and collect that energy to only those that really need it. We'll see. Anyway, sorry. Okay, so Kathy says, I'm wondering if my guides, angels, have any suggestions for me. Let me see. Kathy's guides, angels, would you come through, please? Okay. What does Kathy need to hear right now? You're really in your head, Kathy, is what I'm feeling. You're love and opening, and you give a lot of energy out, and you raise your girls in that very loving way, and you're such a great mom. But you're also really, really harsh on yourself, and you're really in your head. That you take on every problem that happens as if you caused it and it's your own. And this is part of your releasing that you need to move into. So it ends up putting you really into your head, and you just even though you release a lot, you're also in your head a lot too, especially subconsciously. Like there's a lot of chatter that you're not aware of that they want you to release and be more cognizant of. And that's something I've been noticing myself, is that there's a lot of back end chatter, which is the collective chatter. And that's what's brought me to in the releasing, is the collective chatter of all my personalities, lifetimes, and dimensions, and the collective whole. So I'm getting a lot of chatter, but you're experiencing that as well. But you need to be a little bit more conscious and cognitive of the thoughts and feelings that are coming out of your head and beginning to release them. It's time to release them, be more cognitive of it. Yeah, because you are pure love, but you also need to release. So get into the habit of looking more deeper into yourself and start doing more emotional releasing stuff, which is something I need to do, is move away. And that's part of me moving away more from these things and putting more evergreen content, or more content that's video based, that people can kind of rewatch and benefit from. Yeah, thanks Kathy. Thanks for asking that question. Hi Kerilyn, got you. You are welcome, Gina. You're welcome. Yeah, I am. We are love. Yeah, great to know how to approach this. Yeah, it's really powerful, really powerful. I don't know if I'm going to be putting it onto the YouTube channel yet. I'm not so sure, but we'll see. Okay, Kerilyn. Kerilyn, I'm gonna read you now. Let me just add you first. Kerilyn at 3315. Kerilyn says, could Kryon or Erik elaborate on how to create servitude relationship with our bodies? I'm not sure servitude was the right term, but can I ask, what can I do to create a really good relationship with my higher self instead? All right. I feel Kryon coming through on this one. Reestablishing a relationship with your body is a long-term approach, because we think about our entire lifetime that we have avoided it. We haven't spent time with it. We treated it as an outsider. We've been unkind. We haven't been loving to it. And now we're moving into this stage of being more aware of the body. It's why when we're doing this and entering this, there's a level of distrust. Now, it does take those moments of when you find that emotion and you release it and you nurture it and you continue to love. It does feel that trust. It'll always release that love because you are sticking around, but you have to stick around until you release it and trust is built. But typically trust is built over time. They thank you for that, but it also needs consistency. Really good relationship with the higher self. It's all about continuing to release. continuing to release, and of course, getting into releasing the energy. So the stage of the planet they're on right now is releasing our collective energy, our collective personalities, and letting go of not just the person or the anger, the hate, the distrust that you gave onto others in this lifetime, but all of your lifetimes. It really is imperative that you start doing that and releasing. Yeah, and I've been thinking about that and feeling it, and then William Michael Forbes kind of reinforced that on his Patreon on Wednesday, and it's like, yep, okay, that's exactly what he gave me that confirmation I needed, and then and that just kind of has been rolling into a big way. So just keep doing it, keep releasing. You're getting there. Awesome. You can feel the truth in this. Good, Kathy. Good. I'm glad. White Rabbit. Okay, White Rabbit at 3608. Releasing. Okay. White Rabbit says, any messages from my higher self? Okay. What does White Rabbit? Who's going to come in for this? Higher self? Thank you, higher self. Can you come in closer, please? Oh, okay, thank you. Okay, what does White Rabbit need to hear from you? What's most important? White Rabbit, the stage you're in right now is forgiving yourself. You're having these highs and lows where you do really well and then you kind of get into a funk, and you do really well and you get into a funk, which you're not alone. This isn't anything that's pinpointed to you. They just want you to be aware of it, that that's okay. It's okay that you have the high moments and the low moments. Someone might try and give you pills or drugs or say that you're bipolar. They might try to put a label on it, but F them. It's not about them. It's about you, and you have control over all this. And it's okay to have those highs and lows. What you need to do is experience and be present with those highs and lows. When you're feeling really good, be present, allow it, share it with the entire body. Share it all around you, expand it. When you're feeling those lows, experience it, sit with it, be with those lows, and look at yourself and just feel and nurture it, and say, okay, I'm here. I'm here. We're going to sit together. We're going to look at this together. You're not alone. And begin to sit with that. I mean, you could look at the collective all your personalities and bring in the we, I am, and you'll know that you're never alone if you bring in all your personalities, which is really you in all timelines and personalities, and you bring that in. But really, what's more important for you right now is just to sit with, I'm saying that so that you know that you're not alone, to really put that point forward. But it's really important for you to experience and be with the highs and lows. Sit with it, nurture it, love it, and allow it. It's okay. It's okay to have the highs and lows. There's nothing wrong with you. You are perfect in every way. And that is what you're going through. Allow yourself to go through those moments. Yeah, it's perfectly fine. Yeah, that's right, Martin. Transmute that energy. You got it. You're welcome, Kerilyn. I don't know if that message was a little bit weak, but I don't know. It is what it is. Ooh, good question, Grace. Yeah. Okay, it's already coming in. 36, okay. Many of us are wondering why Schumann Resonance is missing data these days. And I had the sun coming in on this one. And the sun is is saying he's pulling us away from the data. So we're looking at the data. Oh, I got to look at the data, and it's like what's happening with the Schumann resonance, what's happening with the Schumann resonance, and they're looking at the data. But instead of looking at the piece of paper and the data, well, why don't you look up at the sun and get the Schumann resonance directly from the source? This isn't a time to continue to have your vision narrowed into one aspect, but it's to expand your awareness, to open it up. So it's like, if for those that are looking at the paper, it's like when you're looking at a live event and you're watching an event through your camera, and you're watching a live event through the camera lens, and you're recording it and you're filming it, but you're still watching it through this little tiny window. Instead of putting the camera down and seeing the live experience and seeing everything instead of through the camera. So by looking at the Schumann resonance data on the websites, looking at it through the lens, well, when you put that lens down, when it goes away, when something happens wrong with the camera, you end up looking at the source. So he's saying, look at the live event. Don't look at this through a lens. Look at through your personal experience. That's what's more important. And that's how we've been conditioned to look at everything through a lens, instead of open ourselves up beyond our lenses, beyond our 5 physical senses, and experience everything in live awareness and allow that expansion to happen. That's why it's happening. Ooh, that was cool. That was cool. I gotta write that. I like that one. Thanks for bringing that up, Grace. That was beautiful. Okay, so Robinette is here. And Robinette, thanks for reaching out. It's nice to chat with you over Messenger. Robinette says, asking this question for Liz, wondering if she and her daughter will have to be removed from where they are currently residing for over the last 2 years in the next 30 days. Thank you. Ultimately, no, that they're not going to take you away from your home, because this is where you're staying. They're not going to remove you and force you there. But if they do, they do need to use the current space and get the data and the information. It's a crime scene, so they need to get the information that is available there. There's all the clues, all the techniques, everything they need. They're going to need to utilize that space in the next 30 days. But this is for you to ask that question for them. And there's 2 aspects of this. One is, no, they won't remove you from the home, but it is something that you should bring it up to them, because they will find you more suitable housing, and they'll actually supply that for you, because they know that you're in a difficult situation. You're in an emotional state right now that you can't think straight. So use that to your advantage and share that with them, that you're worried about your daughter, you're worried about your living situation. And also the energy of that place is just really freaking evil. Like, you don't necessarily want to be in that space, but if you do, you got to smudge the heck out of it. And if you join us on the next Divine Soul Awakening, we're going to be talking about the awareness of the autumn equinox is happening and the changes of the planets happening. We'll be answering a lot of these hard-hitting questions, but also Mike is going to be walking us through how to properly smudge a home and release those energies. So that's going to be a really good one. But ultimately, it's everything I said. Let them know, get out of there. You don't necessarily want to be in there, but they're not necessarily going to remove them. But let them know so they can find you really good accommodations. But you want to smudge this place to remove that energy. You want to smudge it anyways. Because you don't want to stay there. You don't. That's just some really bad mojo of some like really collective evil stuff. And in the state that Liz, you're in, this isn't something that you can mentally, even just emotionally handle, because you're not in the energy. That your energy is so open right now to everything, including the negative energy. So you need to shift away from that before you can even handle that. But it's okay to be there. You're safe. Consider smudging and just put yourself into a bubble of love. Look at my channel on my YouTube channel. Look at the playlist in emotion releasing. There's also something about love there. I have a bunch of meditations on putting yourself into a heart center. Or go to the 1 Billion Strong YouTube channel, where I do a twice daily at noon and midnight, a heart coherence. And I'm there every day at 12 noon and midnight. I know Scylla's there all the time. Others pop in as well. but you'll get that energy. And I put that out to the entire world of love every day, twice a day. So join in and be a part of that. And that is very healing for yourself. 1 billion strong, come to that. Join me at 12 noon, 12 midnight Eastern Standard Time, and go into love, heart coherence, because you need to heal your heart in a big way. And that's where it starts with you, in your heart. That's the beginning. Beginning steps for you. I hope you do, for your sake, that you join. It's for you. It's for the collective. Hey Angie, I got your second question here. You're welcome, Grace. You're welcome. Yeah. Ooh, got that one. Why do we dream? Yeah. All right, cool. Martin, I'm going to hold off on that one. They're telling me to wait for it because there's a buildup that has to happen for that. Okay, so I'm going to tack this on for you. There's some free will that has to happen with this. There's some changes and releasing in energy that needs to be removed from this. So they're not answering that question. It hasn't been really set yet of whether that's going to happen. Yeah, will it be sentenced? It hasn't come up yet, Robinette. Yeah. Sorry, I can't answer that question. You're welcome. You're welcome, Robinette. You're welcome, Liz. Just looking at my list here. Okay. Let me come to Susan G at 46, 47. Okay. So Suzanne says, hi, Con Eric. What are my guardian angels' names? And are there any messages from them? All right, Suzanne's. I've got one of them here. The other one's a little bit more in the background, a little bit. One is stepping forward a little bit more. And that is female and male. The female is stepping forward. She's an average size woman, blonde hair. A full face. Very kind and loving. And just kind of wearing like I don't even know how to describe this dress that she's wearing. It's not even like a flowing dress, but it's like a puffy shoulder, puffy dress. Very modest, very modestly dressed. That's how she is right now. Yeah, white with blue, like blue sleeves. It's like a white puffy, but there's like a trim of baby blue, sky blue, that peeks out below it, with a sky blue belt with it. Very homey, very sweet. And the male guardian angel is presenting himself as, I can see him with dark hair, short dark hair, mustache and goatee. He's a bigger set as well, broad shoulders, heavy set. Kind of like we're in a green shirt like I am. Okay, do you want to give me a name? Okay, first, what's your name? It's like Henrietta. Henrietta is her name. And he's going by Francois. Henrietta and Francois is how they like to be known as, or presenting. It doesn't matter what you call them, they're always with you. But Henrietta, what's your role in life? In Suzanne's life? Henrietta walks with you in your day-to-day, in your present moment, as you're washing your face. She just tries to guide you daily on your thoughts. Francois, what's your role? Francois, how it kind of helps with the bigger picture, the planning, keeps you on track of where you're going, what you need to know, where your life lessons is, and constantly just tries to, with the assistance of Henrietta, to make you look at the things that you need to look at for you to go down the path that you need to go down. What's the message for her? What does she need to know? There is a need for you to be kinder to yourself and to release. And they're talking about like you look at the bigger picture. You're really focused on this is happening, that's happening. Like you're focused on the minutia, little bits, all the little finite pieces, but you're forgetting about the bigger picture. So they want you to remember the bigger picture, the grand scheme of things. It's not necessarily about the little things in terms of tasks or problems or focusing on the little things. Take a step back and look at the big picture of how the overall grand scheme of life, where you're going, who you want to be, everything that you need to do is there. I just had a being float down in front of me. Yeah, so it's looking at the bigger picture for you, Suzanne. That's what I got. How that resonates. You mean the first one from Liz wasn't enough? You can ask what you want. If I have time, I'll get through it. You're always free to ask as many questions as you want. If I get through it, I add you to the end of the list, and if I get through it, I get through it. So let me come to Grace. And I know this is the number 2, but the other one is for the collective. And this is personal. Okay, Grace. 5206. So Grace says, I have a message from Archangel Michael today. Thanks so much. Archangel Michael, he released so much for me yesterday with these attachments. It's great to work with him. All right, Brother Mike. Will come through, man. Just the energy I feel from Mike is just so beautiful. I love him. All right. What does Grace need to hear? So Grace, you're expanding very quickly. You're moving into your awareness and everything around you quite quickly. He's also saying that you need to kind of focus yourself because you're just grabbing like so much, and you like this information, that information, you're soaking it all in, like oh my god, like you're pulling in that, you're going in so many directions. He wants you to really follow your heart and notice what's important to you, because it seems with all these different directions it's diverting you from your path of your true purpose of where you need to go. You just got too much on the plate. Bring it back, narrow it down. What is really truly important to you, and put your energy there. And I'm being directed into, you finding work and finding a place for yourself, and finding that you haven't really spent time on that. You haven't really put your intention onto that, and that's what's going to be moving you into your independence, really helping people. You need to move into the stage of independence first. And it's great that you're releasing emotions and you're learning all these stuff, but you're not doing the things you're doing. You're not going out to get that renter's guide. You're not going out to look at the job market. You're not really doing what you need to. You're being distracted by the other stuff. So notice where your distractions are and get yourself back in line of where you need to go with your purpose. And you know what that is. And it needs you to, he's reminding you of this. I hope that makes sense for you. I think Suzanne, guardian angels are with you. They're not here. They don't incarnate with you. Guardian angels are with they're born with you. They're with you through all of your lifetimes, from every single incarnation that you had. Guardian angels are with you through all of them. They're not here individually for guidance. Those are spirit guides. Spirit guides are here individually. Guardian angels are here through all your lifetimes, guiding you through your entire process of spiritual awakening. Good question. Thanks for asking that. Okay, so Golden Age, I know you got a whole whack here. Okay, I'm going to pop this up here, Golden Age. And the short answer is no, not yet. You're not ready yet. And I'm not allowed to talk about this yet. It'll be, join us on Divine Soul Awakening in 2 weeks from now, on Wednesday, 2 weeks from now. Join us on that one, and we're going to talk about it then. Yeah, they're not going to go into it, is what I'm hearing. We're not allowed to. We heard if there's small changes taking place daily in incoming mini solar activity, but there's a big one to expect at some point, or so we hear. Great. Okay, I'm coming to your next one then. I'm going to see if maybe this one will work for you. Maybe I should actually just timestamp you anyways, Golden Age. So you can see I'm skipping all of your questions. Okay, Golden Age says, this one, could we ask Andrew to come and explain how humanity will benefit as if dormant DNA gets activated and up and downs we're all going through? Okay, so he will talk about the up and downs that we're going through, and not so much about the dormant DNA. It's not time for that, but the up and downs. Okay, so we all know massive changes are happening on the earth. We all know, we can see it, we can feel it. We can. It's in the media. It's not in the media. It's on mainstream and alternative media, or there's legacy media, which is going to be dying out, and there's going to be the truth media, which is typically the micro medias that are there, that actually is telling the truth. And we're also seeing like the stuff with the Schumann Resonance. We're seeing the changes on the planet, and we're seeing the greatest destruction on Earth, and the biggest events are happening in the areas that have the greatest fear, that have the greatest collective energies that need to be transmuted and released. And that's where we're seeing these natural disasters. And so all part of this is part of our ups and downs. So this is all part of just the energetic shifts that are happening, that is changing our DNA, preparing us, but it also means that people need to go along for the ride. Those that are moving along for the ride, that are actually shifting and adjusting into the activations, they are spiritually awakening. They're changing, they're shifting, they're waking up. The other ones that are not are really hanging into the problems, the fear, the hate, the anger, and they're just bringing more of that in for them. So that is part of the ups and downs. So it's okay to have the ups and downs, but you need to sit with them and experience it and let them go, transmute it. It's not a matter about hanging and focusing on the downs. Just like as I said for White Rabbit earlier at 3608, it's about experiencing it, celebrating the ups, and when you have the downs, releasing the downs and transmuting it, but experiencing it, not avoiding it and bearing it. It's all about experiencing it and releasing it into love and light. That's ultimately what it is for everything. All right. That was a good one. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Great. Let's see. Suzanne says, thanks again, Kryon. Fascinating details about the guardian angels. Have to head out. Awesome. Oh, good. Go. I got my Reiki one maybe a couple weeks ago from Jenny Hart. Loved it. You're welcome. Explanation difference between guardian angel. You're very welcome. Thank you. Makes sense. Awesome. Love it. If time messages, okay, great. I'm going to add you to that, Karen. Denier, you're very welcome. Awesome. I'm glad. Suzanne. I'm glad. Okay, so let me come up to my sister Angela here. And Angela at 59:57. Angela says, hello, love message from Archangel Michael today. Would you want to tell me? They want me to answer your second question, which is from Jim. I'll leave the other one. The other one is too general. Okay, so the other one is would love to hear from Jim today. Jim, would you come in, please? Big Mike is with them. So they're both coming in with Jim. All right, and he's raising Jim's energy. So what does Angela need to hear? Jim, what do you got to say? What do you need to share? I'm feeling about the energy is being moved into a fine point. And it's into a specific feeling. Can you make that stronger, please? It feels like they're moving me into a moment of time, and there's a feeling with that of comfort and peace and being settled in that energy. And it feels like you've been questioning whether you're going to find that still moment again, that moment of comfort and peace. And it feels like that you had those moments with Jim, that you had those, at least once you had that moment, and you've always been trying to get back to that one moment. And he's saying it's within you. And you're going to find that in the stillness in the present moment. Aren't you really going to find it? Oh, so much energy is flowing through. Make it clear. Ultimately, it's getting into that present moment, that stillness, that moment of silence, of peace. And you're going to use that with your breath, and just keep on breathing and releasing, and just keep on releasing the attachment that you had in order to get to that moment. And you'll get to that moment. Yeah, you'll get there. You're I feel like you're close, but you need to just keep releasing and being in that present moment. That's what I'm getting for you, Angela. I hope that resonates for you. I'm now guided to come to Martin. Martin S at the 1 hour mark to kick off our hour mark. Martin says, ooh, I got one. Why do we dream of being in distant foreign places you never think about? And with famous people of the past, sometimes in languages you don't know. Akashic energy? Great question. I got Metatron coming in for this one. Metatron, what's going on? You're saying like what you're tapping into is multiple timelines in dimensions. When you're moving into this, the alternate existences of energy that are happening at the same time in the current moment. So when you are dreaming, you are the most out of your way. When you're lying, you're checked out. Your body just kind of gets, okay, I'm just going to leave you there for one body, and now I'm going to go travel. And then as the spirit moves into, it goes into the places that it's either curious about, that it wants to visit from the past, or more specifically, typically to go get answers to questions of experiences that you have had in one of those dimensional lifetimes in order to bring comfort or answers into this lifetime that feed the base soul. So they end up bringing that information back into the body of this current incarnation and feed the soul, or feed it with a little bit of knowledge to move you into direction of experiencing, of thinking, of learning. So it's done on purpose to actually get answers from something that you've experienced before. That's why. Cool. Cool. I'm going to write that one down. Why dream travel? Love it. Great question. Thanks, Martin. Appreciate it, buddy. Okay, let's come up to the top here. Yeah, Grace says, yeah, doing these affirmations meditating can feel so powerful. I'm doing day 2 today, can already feel the energy shift. Yes, awesome. And really, Grace, for you specifically, go in order and let it build up, because every single I am from day 1 to day 8 is a preparation, or 1 to 7 is a preparation for day 8 when we get into the we I am and the we collective. And it's extremely powerful. So definitely continue to go in concession one by one. You got this, girl. I'm really proud of you. Awesome. Martin says, starting to see reality that's not what could and can be. Yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah. Cool. Okay, Dipti, I got your second question. Yeah, that was really cool, right? Love that. Okay, so let me come to Annika. At 106:46, and Annika says, hi, I started my past life regression therapist course. Awesome. It's so interesting. Does my spiritual team have any messages for me about that topic? Because many things started happening after that. Yeah, as you go into past life, you're going to get a lot of answers to questions, much like we just said for Martin. As you go into a dream state, these are the two different ways of baptism by water and baptism by fire. Baptism by water, you allow the information to come through you through natural basis, such as going into a dream. And baptism by fire is something that you're reaching for while you purposely go put yourself into a past life regression. When you're going into the past life regression, what do we need to know? There's a warning here of something to be careful of. And it seems like in the past life that you can uncover certain energies, but you don't want those energies to become attachments onto yourself. You want to let those attachments go. It feels like this energy could attach itself in multiple different ways, possibly sometimes just a negative emotion from a past life that you don't want. So that's what you need to be careful of when you go into past life regression. It's not just about going into the past life, it's going to the past life and releasing the energy into love and light and allowing people to understand what they're seeing. So when you go through the past life, they might not teach you this in the course, but this is something that you can do in your own and enhancing that as they go they experience the past life, you can help them release that energy rather than bring it back into this lifetime. Because many times the people in just a strict past life regression can bring the energy back into this lifetime, the emotions, and they don't actually necessarily get rid of it. Even though that is the intention between past lifetime to understand, but they might hang on to it and they just, because then they'll use that as a definition of, well, that's who I am. I am this way because of that. But they don't actually release it. They just put another label on themselves. Great question. That was great. Thank you for that. That was awesome. Awesome. Susie from earlier, thank you. I had to log out for a second, no problem. I had to listen to your response still. It's funny, I asked the universe to answer a question for me with a butterfly or a feather, and now I can't stop seeing them. Awesome. That's awesome. I really forgot what I channeled for you, Susie. So it's the challenge of being in the present moment. Yeah, and the careful of longing of wanting to be home can be consuming. Yeah, you're right. And this is why people do drugs and alcohol, we're escaping to go home into something more comfortable, and that is a chemical way of getting yourself, especially doing drugs. It's a chemical way of getting yourself back home or as close as you can possibly get. But if you continue to work on your spiritual awakening and you use drugs, you'll eventually get to a point where the drugs get in the way and you'll end up dropping it. And that's what happened with me as I was on medical cannabis, treating this body what I thought I needed to treat it with. It hindered where I was going spiritually. Yeah, you're right. Longing for wanting to go home and then needing to take drugs to actually get that spirit to go home. It's a slippery slope, but all part of free will. So let me come to the beautiful Michelle Euro and 11036. Michelle says, love a message of encouragement or whatever I need to hear from my higher self, please. Yeah. Well, Michelle, hate is a strong word. And I hope you're not using that against yourself. That's a very strong word to use. A very strong word. Okay, what... So Michelle, this is what they're saying to do. They want you to scan your body and look for that spark of love, of really who you are within your body. You're going to find it. There's that tiny spark. And then go into that tiny spark and spend time in there and allow that tiny spark to grow and feel the love. And remember who you are. Remember that experience. The anger and hate, the betrayal that you're feeling from your body, of what came up in your past lives, your other dimensional lives and timelines. It's not a reminder to tell you of all the F-ups that you were in your past life. It's to kind of show you that you have a collective power that is all of you, and there's love everywhere. So what the past lives, the thing that you think that you are, that's not who you are. You are love. So look in your body and look at that spark and find that spark and really find out who you are, because you know you are. You really are caring. You wouldn't do half the things that you do if you didn't care. Even though your persona is to be a little bit flighty and laissez-faire. But you look at all the good that you do. Look at what you're doing with your roommate. Look the joy and the experiences that you're bringing from them. That is not the sign of a good person. A sign of a good person doesn't continue to look in themselves to see, what can I do to make myself better? That is not the sign. That is the sign of a person that is loving and caring and wants to do a lot of good in the world. And that's who you are. That's who you are. You wouldn't be doing the things that you do if you weren't that good person. If you were, you would just be leaving a steamroller path of destruction. And that's who you were before. That was for your experiences, but that's not who you are now. And this is for all of us. You feel down in yourself, you're not feeling good about yourself, you start looking for that little spark of light and really seeing who you really are. Because you are all light, every single one of us, including the evil unconsciousness that I released yesterday. I had to go into that little tiny spark that's in there and build that up. And that you change quickly. We're talking about generations, multiple dimensions and lifetimes of releasing within a moment. Nothing can get away from the light. You can stay in darkness, but if you look for the light and spend time in the light, everything, the entire world lights up. Yep. I hope that resonates. Yeah, Annika, there's no one right way of releasing. You release with what resonates with you in the present moment. And if that's shamanic rituals, yeah, bring that to the front. Use everything at your disposal and all your tools to do the releasing. And this is how, what you're learning isn't to define you, It's to add into your modalities and use that. It's just another tool in your toolbox to do what you want to do, and just bring them all together. You don't have to stay along one path and say, well, I'm only doing past life regression now. No, I'm past life regression. This is one of my tools. I'm going to get you there. Oh, I'm going to use the shamanic rituals to release. I'm going to get you there. This is part of your tools. I'm going to use herbs. I'm going to use lighting. I'm going to use candles. Use everything at your disposal to release and do what you need to do, because that's who you are. You're a powerful being. So use everything in your disposal. Okay, I feel I got to come to Melody next. I'll come back to you, BG. And Melody at 1:15:39, and I need some juice. And of course, my beautiful wife made me some freshly pressed, cold pressed juice, which is just pure energy. Sorry, I just realized the microphone was really close to my face and you had to hear me just drink. Sorry about that. Oh, it happens. It's all high vibe. All right, so Melody says, my younger brother is suffering and addiction and doesn't yet remember spirit, his own beauty and soul. Our sister is lashing out in panic of his life. Can I please ask for insight on this? And I'm staying in my path is how I help. I know he'll heal regardless of how the family. And that's a big resounding yes for you, Melody, that you are staying in your path and you're holding space. And that is the most important thing that you can do and that you are doing. And that you're getting huge amounts of praise from spirit for you for staying and holding space and staying in your path. Okay. What can the brother do? They're talking about working on the easiest path. And the easiest path is working with your sister first and getting her to open up her energy. Because this is what's going to happen. As you've raised your vibrations and you've rubbed off on your sister, and she's starting to raise her vibrations, and she's very much learning and exploring and going back and forth between being really high vibe and the low vibe, and she's just on her journey, which is perfectly fine. Your brother is so consumed with masking his feelings, he's checked out, which you already know. But begin to work with your sister and raise her vibrations, and know that when either of you get on either side and you create these two polarities, north and south, east and west, that you create these polarities of energy, it's transformative. And one is, and it feels like your sister would be moving the energy from the feet, from the ground. So get her to really work on being grounded, even though you are already. And you to connect up into the spiritual sense and the source and help transmute that energy moving from the ground up, and slowly work up through the body from the feet, going through the shins and calves, going through the knees, going through the space between every joint, going through the muscle, every cell, going through the bone marrow, and drawing all that energy up, and just feel yourself cleaning and cleaning, and taking that up into source light. And use your breath the way that you learn how to do it, of just drawing that energy up, using your breath to draw all that energy up, using him as a catalyst, using him as I guess a board or something that's there. That's not the right word, but to use him, just trying to draw all that energy up him into source and start releasing. So just start. It's essentially you're cleaning a vessel that has been abused and hasn't had a lot of attention into. So the first thing you do is that when you find a dog that's lost and alone and abused, is that you give it a bath, you give it food, you start earning its trust, and you just do these small little moments. So you can just, it's maybe not give it a bath right away, but you use these small moments. and just start cleansing them, cleaning them, feeding them, nurturing them. So use that with your energy and do that together with your sister. He'll shift eventually, but really it's ultimately up to him how he shifts and where he shifts to. He's got some work to do. Yeah, he's got some work to do, but he's on his path as well. The drugs and alcohol are really clouding things, but don't force it, because it's his journey is on. He has to come to it himself, and you can start doing that with love. Collectively, the two of you. I hope that makes sense. All right, so let me come to BG 12032. I love a message from Archangel Erik today. Erik, could you come through? Wow. Energy's coming in so much stronger these days. Okay. What does BG need to hear for her highest and greatest good? So BG, what I'm hearing is like what I'm hearing, what Erik is saying is that you're asking for a lot of messages and questions, but are you taking the time to actually explore yourself and look at the work? It's like you're going from book to book to book, getting all the information that you need, but you're not really doing the homework. He's like, it's time for you to do some homework. Go and get the messages that you need, but also spend the time and do the homework and looking into yourself. So look at yourself and don't just read the books, but do the homework. They go hand in hand. Ultimately, what he's saying is you got to work on yourself and listen to the messages and listen to what's coming to you, and take a moment and pause and say, yeah, okay, yes, you're right. I have to do that. I have to listen to messages. I have to look at the signs. I need to take a pause in the present moment. I have to look at the emotions in our body. You got to do this stuff. You've read about it. You know about it. You talk to others about it, but you're not necessarily doing it for yourself. So it's like, it's time for you to shit or get off the pot, and not get off and get away, but he needs you to do your business and stay on the pot until you do your business, which is more accurate. Stay on the pot until you do your business. I hope that resonates. Okay. Okay. Hey, Kelly. Okay. I'm at 1:23:04. So Kelly says, I'd love a message from Erik today. Allows me to watch. Okay. Erik, would you come in, please? Closer. Okay, so what does Kelly need to hear for highest and greatest good? I'm showing your own channeling and the cards that you do, Kelly. I don't know if you've abandoned it for a little bit, at least publicly, and doing it for other people, but it feels like the need to get on screen again and start doing some card reading, because you do help quite a few people and you feel really good when you do it, but it's like you've taken a pause from it, you've stepped back, you've abandoned it a little bit, and you're not really feeling your best self. So he's saying this is use this as an opportunity to feel your best self and pull some cards for people, because you ultimately will raise your vibrations, and you need that now. And the reason why you need it is to help with the DNA shifts that are happening, the changes. We all need to move ourselves into higher vibrations. And if at a minimum, start getting some cold pressed juice into your system and eating some fruit or vegetables, and getting more high vibe foods into you, avoiding some of the more deep fried processed foods, and really looking at some of the more high vibe stuff. And that is also for your preparation of what's going to be happening in the future of moving away from processed foods. So it's better to get ready for it now than doing it on your own timeline. Hope that resonates. Thanks for asking that question, Callie. That was beautiful. There she is. You're welcome, Melody. You're welcome. Yeah, there's so many, right? So many messages. Yeah. I learn something new every time I do this. Okay, so let me come to KB at 1:25:33. KB says, "Hello, Con. May I have a message from my ancestors? Ancestors, would you come through, please?" Wow. Okay. What does KB need to hear for her highest and best good? I'm feeling family surrounded around you. I don't know if you've been feeling alone lately, if you've been feeling like you're doing this all by yourself, but I feel the ancestors are just crowding in all around you in a big circle, and they're just giving this great big group hug. And it's very comforting and warm, and knowing that you're not alone. You are very much nurtured, and they're with you. So when you get the feeling of not feeling alone, tune into the energy around you, tune into the touches that are happening on your skin, tune into the hugs. And this goes for everybody, that when you start feeling alone, tune into that energy around you, and know that you are not alone. There's a lot of spiritual energy that's always around us. And as the veil is thinning and more is coming through, we're going to feel more and be more sensitive. But it's up to us to move outside of our 5 physical senses and feel it. So there's a need for you to feel the energy around you. That's what's most important for you. So I hope that I hope you do that, KB, for your sake. You're welcome, Callie. I'm really excited for you. Yeah, I'm really excited for you. Okay, almost at the end here. So let me come to Amy. Amy at 1:27:38. So Amy says, question please. My husband and I are thinking about selling our truck and buying a new one. Is it a good time? Thank you. Ultimately, no. It feels like it's not a good time. But if you decide that you really want a truck and you need to get it, go source the truck first. Because availability, shortages, there's still an issue with a chip that's in there. Although you might not want this chip, but the functionality of the truck might be reduced and minimized. And the wait times are going to be lengthy. So that if you sell your truck now, you might be without a vehicle. And that's going to be even tougher for you, especially going through the winter. So that it feels like there's a need. If you're going to get a new truck, go get a new one first, get it sourced so you know when the delivery date is. And then when the delivery date comes close and they've confirmed it, they say, okay, we're going to have it then, you can sell your truck, because the truck is going to go fast. You selling your truck is going to go super fast because people need the trucks, they want it. So that will go fast, but there you go. Get it forced. Source it before you let go of what you don't have. I hope that makes sense. Thanks, Callie. See you soon. Let me come to Karen, Dipti, and then I'll go to Golden H. So let me come to Karen. At 1:29:21. So Karen says, if time, any messages for me from Erik, my mom, or guardian angel, Polly, or spirit guides? Erik. Oh my God. So much yawning, so much energy. Okay, Eric. What does Karen need to hear? Karen needs to start tuning in herself. Karen needs to know that, all the spiritual gifts that she has been working on, that she knows that she has, the practice sessions, that she needs to tune into herself, into the guides, the energies, the entities that are around her that want to communicate with her. There's your mom specifically that wants to communicate with you. Your angel guides are giving you direction. It's time for you to start tuning in. And the best way we can do that is just pause and take a minute and listen and feel. They're trying to get at your attention. So instead of asking others to get a message, why don't you get a message for yourself? You need to move into that energy of being more open, and you need to spend the time in opening yourself up. And that's going to, again, for the future self that's happening, it's going for all of us. A lot of us are moving and shifting our energies, and we got to be ready for the upcoming changes. And they need to communicate with you, and they want you to practice communicate with you. So practice more. Be in the present moment. Feel them around you. Call them in, and then feel, and spend time in the energy. And even if it's just sitting in that energy and just feeling, then just do that. That's what's needed for you. Yeah, we all gotta feel the energy and not move away from it. You're welcome, Amy. Okay, so I'm coming to Dipti. 137. Dipti says, which Atlantis scalar work does Erik recommend for me and my family? Thank you. Which one, Erik? Now, I don't know her scalar work. I don't actually watch any of the Channeling Erik videos or the scalar videos. He doesn't want me to confuse me. So I don't watch their stuff, and I don't really know the services that she offered. But I am getting feelings of the ones that you need to do. So Erik, do you want to make it clear? What do they need to do? Is there one? It feels like you got to do one individually before you bring it to the family, because Dipti, you are the center of the family, and the family revolves around you. Like the mother in most families, the woman is the nucleus, and everyone revolves around the woman in the family. She's the one that's connected into everybody. So it feels like you need to have your own individual healing first. And what does she need to do? It's like there's a releasing and there's a healing that needs to happen. And I'm guessing one of her services does that. If you look in my description, the playlist, you'll see a list going back to Elise Medhus, and you'll see a list of the scalar playlist. There's a link to that if anyone's curious. But there's one that should be there that is about releasing and healing, because you need the two, because there's something you're just holding on to yourself. That's you define yourself in a certain way, and you need to release the energy that's holding you back before you can heal and before you start putting that onto your family. Because if you bring the whole family into that, all that's really going to do is just bring all these emotions and energies into one big mixing pot, and now everyone is just going to be eating this mixed pot of emotions without actually healing. It's going to kind of make them worse. So it feels like you need to heal yourself, heal and release. That's what I'm hearing. Heal and release. Let go, or release and heal, rather the other way. It's let go and heal, release and heal. So there's something of one of her services. You can just reach out to her, see which one is best for that. But that's what I feel the need is. Let go and then heal, of bringing certain energy in. But you got to let go first. That's the feeling. Before they can actually sew up the timeline, you need to let go and heal something, possibly even a contract. Is it contract work? It feels like a bit of a contract or a timeline that needs to be released and stitched up and closed, and so you can heal before you start bringing the family in. Good luck with that. Let me know how that turns out. I'm very curious. I really don't know enough about it. Awesome. Karen, I'm glad that resonated. Okay, so let me just read Golden Ages here. Golden Age, I hear a little bit on what we're expecting on the dormant DNA. Will you talk about that? Yes, he will talk about that. Okay. So, Golden Age. And 135:14. So, Golden Age says, could we ask Andrew to explain a little bit or a lot on what we're expecting once our dormant DNA gets activated? All right, Andrew, would you come in closer, please? Thank you, man. Okay, Andrew. What can we expect once our dormant DNA gets activated? This is when we're going to be moving into profound healing. Right now we're releasing emotions and we're releasing things to make room for this dormant DNA. And that's ultimately what this one is. And that is the we, the I am, doing the I am kind, I am compassion, I am love, laying the foundation. I am mobility, flexity, vitality, and freedom in order to create movement in space, and then strength, powerful, and creator. And we are the creator in order to move into a state of creation. So this is laying the foundation, it's creating space, it's bringing in creation in, and this is changing the DNA. This is one of the aspects of it. So it also is what we can expect. I mean, that's what we're moving into is ascension. When you move into ascension and your DNA opens and everyone starts to feel healthier, their bodies are healing, they feel good, people are just going to naturally feel good and emanate that in all directions. And that's just going to have an exponential effect that everyone is going to be feeling good. They're going to be kinder, nicer to everybody else. Everyone else is going to be kinder, nicer, sweeter. That we feel good. So it's going to be that handshake approach, that one hand giving to the other, and just constantly feeling good. And in that state, as we feel good, that's when greater awakening will happen. And as the planet is just going to shift even more rapidly then. So that's what you can expect when the dormant DNA awakens and the bodies begin to heal themselves. And that's going to be happening. And more will come on that in a couple of weeks on the Divine Soul Awakening when we talk about that again. Awesome. Great question. Thanks, Golden Age. That is a great question. DNA opening. Like it. Okay. And last but not least, I'm coming to Angela. Angela H, number 2 at 1:38. And Angela says, hello, I'd love a message from Archangel Michael today. Thanks so much. Mike. Hey, brother. Thank you for being here. Okay, what does Angela need to hear for her greatest good? He's talking about how you have everything you need within you. That great kindness and sweetness that you have within you. And you know you need to let go of the judgment, or you are letting go of the judgment. It's not that you need to. You need to approach the judgment with love and grace and appreciate for what that judgment has given you and done for you. So when you look at the judgment that's within you, that you have against others, against yourself, don't be mad at it. Be kind to it and be thankful. And say, thank you. Thank you for showing me something that I might not have seen if I didn't have the feeling of being judgmental. So be thankful. This is why we need to be thankful of our emotions. So for you, be thankful for your emotions. And for everyone that's listening, be thankful for all of your emotions, regardless of what they are, because they are here to give you something. And in order to let them go, or it's not that you're letting them go, you're loving them so that they become a comfortable part that is a part of you. It's not for you to let go. Although you want to transmute the negative energy that's associated with it, it's not something to be fearful or angry or move away from, just like it is with your ego. You don't need to move away from the ego is a good thing. The fear is a good thing. The anger is a good thing. It's how you approach it and how you deal with it. Love it, appreciate it, and allow it to have its space, its spot, its position within your body, within your life. Give it room and allow it to be within you. Give it thanks. Thank you for being in my life. I love you. I thank you, and I'm never going to abandon you. That's a good one. I love it. Whew. Yeah, Martin says, old world thinking will seem like insanity, shift from survival to prosperity. That's exactly it, Martin. That's a great way to end the show. And let's end it on there. Everyone, this has been a great show. Thank you again for bringing me a lot of questions that I can answer and learn from. I very am appreciative of your energy. So, please like and subscribe. Share this out with others that you think might need this. Like I said, I'm being guided to actually move this into a private Zoom session that would be specific, a new Patreon level. That would just be Q&A and smaller groups. So I think that's going to be happening in the near future, and moving a little bit away from these Friday lives, not leaving them. It'll just be shifting into a different platform and not as frequent on YouTube, but moving over to the other platform as well. So it'll still be weekly. The other one will be a little bit more specific. Yeah, it'll be much more greater. I'm feeling really guided toward that. Anyways, I love you all. Thank you so much for being a part of this. I will see you next Friday on Channeling Erik on this channel. Thank you for being a part of this. And remember to be kind to yourself. Hold in peace. Stay in that way. Please be kind. Yeah. Love you guys. I'll see you next time. Much love. Bye. Bye.